The topic that we're on today is actually scaling our business, which I am going to take this opportunity to combine it with acquiring new business. So I want to talk about the entire thesis of our next 15 minutes together is about YouTube. And I'm going to get very, very, very tactical with YouTube so as to bring something valuable today that you probably won't be hearing anywhere else. I was mentioning to Ian a couple of minutes ago, a channel that I started, me personally, this isn't through by proxy, and I can give you examples after examples after examples. I started about 2.5 months ago, got 4 leads yesterday alone, just from a channel that was started. If I'm going to be fair, it's about to be 3 months. I haven't done the full calculation on that, but it was several months ago when this channel began. Now, is that normal? No, it's not normal. At this point, I don't know how many leads. I'll need to do the case study on that I've been keeping track of. But at this point, I'm going to venture we have about 30 leads coming through, almost 3 million in sales volume at the moment. I'll need to get back to you on the actual numbers. But what's happening as the videos continue to pop, what's happening there is if you can approach YouTube I'll take a step back because I was going to give you the summarized version, but there's no sense. For those of you that are hesitant on video altogether, I'm going to invite you to stop being hesitant because 80% of the content that's being consumed right now is in video format. Right? So 80% of the content that's being consumed out there right now is in video format. So if you're banking on text, images, or any other form of communication, if you're only doing that without doing video because of any reservation that we have, you're missing 80% of the boat. So I want to invite you, just knowing that, to build the courage and start getting on video. So that's one. The next question becomes, well, these videos that I'm making, where do I put them? What platform do I use, right? So here you have options. Every single platform out there, even podcasting platforms allow you to do video. But every single platform out there will allow you to upload that video that you created onto their platform. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even Spotify if you're there. What's that called? Snapchat. And we're talking about YouTube now, but every single platform allows you to do that. So when I'm saying YouTube, even though we're about to go down that rabbit hole, understand that video is primary that can be placed in any platform that you do, right? So from the YouTube standpoint, why is the channel that I mentioned earlier that was started almost 3 months ago just being so wildly successful? Well, one, we're very strategic with what we're doing in that particular setting, and I'll actually show it to you. So there's another level of transparency. That particular channel that we launched is only about getting business. I don't care about getting it monetized, even though I will. Here in about 4 months, we'll be fully monetized on it. I don't care about getting that monetized. I don't care about affiliates. I don't care about selling products through it. I only care about generating business from that channel. So that's our North Star. And many of us are going to fall in that category, right? So many of us are looking for ways to sustainably bring in business to us, attract people to us, right? So there's an opportunity as we're talking about scaling and we're talking about acquiring business. YouTube is one of the quickest ways for you to scale your business and grow your business. Even though it's going to take some time, it's still one of the quickest ways, right? So it's one of those that allows you to scale with every single video that you publish. So taking it a little bit more macro, every time that you create a video, you place it on YouTube, it starts lifting from there. Your heavy work is done. It starts working. They're moving forward. The next week that you publish another video, it starts working for you again. So all of these videos are going to work in tandem to where very soon you're going to wake up and you're going to have 50 videos on your channel, 100 videos on your channel, 200 videos on your channel. And it's going to be 200 versions of you speaking directly to your ideal audience. Doesn't matter if you're awake, doesn't matter if you're on vacation, doesn't matter if you're working. They are out there working for you. It's a way for you to communicate one to many. And I'm a very big fan of leverage. And that's the highest leveraged activity that you could do for your business today. There's only so many doors that you can knock. There's only so many phone calls that you can make. There's only so many of those active things that require your time. In terms of how much you could do in a certain day. Here, we're talking about the moment that if it takes me, to give you an example, a video that I'll walk you through how to create right now, a video that we create, for me, when I show up and I create the video, it takes me about 45 minutes to get on camera, record it, and I'm done with it. Like me personally. Now, that's not going to be for you because you might still be doing the editing. You might still be doing the design of the thumbnail. You might still be gathering all the facts of your video. I don't do that any longer, but I didn't start that way. So to give you a realistic time frame of a video, it can take you 2 to 3 hours from beginning to end for each video. That includes brainstorming. That includes optimizing it or researching it. That includes scripting it. That includes recording it, and that includes editing and then publishing it. So 2 to 3 videos, 2 to 3 hours, depending on the length of the video and the complexity of the video, to give you a realistic to give you a realistic feel. So what does that mean for you? Well, once you publish it, it might get 10 views. It might get 10,000 views. It might get 100,000 views. But if you know the strategies behind what's actually going to make it click, what's actually going to make it pop off, it's not as complicated as a lot of people make it feel, like make it seem. Right? Is this making sense right now? I just want to make sure that I'm going down the rabbit hole that we all want to go down. In the event, and I'm going to go completely trash what I just said, but in the event that none of this works and I'm just straight up lying to you, even if that were the case, which is not obviously, but even if that were the case, even if you did not get a single soul to give you a call, I would still recommend that you hop on YouTube and create these videos for your business, to scale your business. We talked about this 2 to 3 weeks ago about scaling your business through workflow videos. So I'm not going to talk about that now. I'll just drop our YouTube channel. Notice what I'm doing right now. I am dropping a YouTube channel right now. I'm breaking down the fourth wall and I'm explaining to you the strategy behind everything. That channel right there, I'm going to ask that you subscribe. That channel right there has a lot of previous masterminds that are going to be very valuable to you. So once we start getting into conversation, part of our workflow videos is education, and part of our workflow videos are already in that YouTube channel. So there's going to be questions that we're not going to be able to address real time, as opposed to putting a big pause button in this particular TED Talk that we're going through in this particular mastermind. I'll be referencing a video from that channel so as to keep it moving, right? That has nothing to do with getting another buyer. That has nothing to do with getting another seller, but this is a way for us to collectively save time. Does that make sense? So even if you don't get a single soul to call you, which won't happen, but even if no one would ever call you to list their house or buy their house, you have to have a YouTube channel at this moment for your business, whatever business you're in. Whether if you're on the lending side, if you're on the appraisal side, if you're on the real estate agent side, 99% of the audience or the participants today are on the real estate agent side. This is something I really want to convey to you, that you need a YouTube channel at the moment, not for the sake of having a YouTube channel, but for the utility of it. The utility of being able to send a video to your client that, you don't want to spend 2 hours on the phone because you know that they get long-winded and they're just going to waste your time. We all have those friends that want to hey, I just want to ask you all these questions. But you know that they're just looking, right? So it's an opportunity for you to save some time, buy yourself some time back. Step one, it just so happens that this is a way for you to leverage your business and grow your business. Step two. Does that make sense? All right. So let me just show you what the channel looks like that I mentioned a couple of minutes ago. And I'll give you the strategy behind it, which this particular channel wasn't even designed to generate sellers per se. That was not the intent of it, but it's happening. So I'm not going to get mad at it. All right. So it's called the DFW Homeowner. Are you able to see it? Awesome. Awesome. So what we're doing here is I am blanketing the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. That's the market that I'm in. That's the market that my real estate team, my internal real estate team is in. So here we're just covering every single city from beginning to end. So there's a list. I'll show you that list here in 2 seconds. Let me move this over here. I'll show you the entire thing so you don't have to guess. I want to provide as much to you today. And if you want to go and replicate this, I welcome it. I absolutely welcome it. It's going to help your business tremendously. So here's our list. Every single one of these has been recorded by me already. And it's about a 3-month period. These are the ones that are left to go. So once I get to Wiley, I'll be done with this first batch. And the reason that I'm going through here and making every single city known to man published is because there's some cities here that have never been covered. And I know that although someone may call in for a Cleburne as an example, which has 652 views, I know that Cleburne, most likely, they're not going to buy in Cleburne. They're probably going to buy in Burleson. They're probably going to buy in Crowley, cities that are around it. So simply because I'm making a Cleburne video doesn't mean that I'm only targeting that real estate market. So the category of video that I'm talking about here is city tour videos. So basically featuring a specific city in the video. So here I'm featuring Crowley, Mansfield, Cleburne, Fort Worth, Arlington, Burleson, blah, 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 blah. That's a type of video. That's a category. That's a pillar category for us in this particular channel. That's why we've been able to accelerate our lead generation that much faster because of the way that we're doing this. Does that make sense? Now, the second type of video that we'll be making, once we have all these, well, maybe not even once, but as we get more and more content out there, we know that eventually we run out of cities, correct? Especially if you're in a smaller neighborhood. Well, now we get to double back and create pros and cons videos. Folks, at the end of the day, it's basically a repurposed Cleburne video. It's essentially the same thing. It's just repackaged in a different way. It's presented in a different way. Because here I'm telling you everything about Cleburne, or this example, Flower Mound. I'm telling you everything about Flower Mound. But then eventually, I'm going to be able to come back to Flower Mound and present a different aspect. Reasons to move to Flower Mound, reasons not to move to Flower Mound, pros and cons of Flower Mound, best neighborhoods to live in Flower Mound, homes under a certain price in Flower Mound, city tour videos in Flower Mound. For me, because I'm in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, which is, I think, the 4th largest metro in the country, I have cities as options. I can go as wide as I want. But at the end of the day, I really don't care about that. I'm more interested in the depth, which is in the market that many of you find yourselves in, where you don't have 30 cities to choose from. And that's okay, because you get to go really deep on the cities that you are going to work. For me, I also have this breadth because of the real estate team that I funnel leads to, and all of my business is a referral business now, where I just have the leads go directly to my team, my referral partners here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So I can have a video where Flower Mound is not a good example. I can make a McKinney video that's an hour and a half away from me, knowing that as soon as a lead comes through, I don't have to service that business, right? So that's really the ultimate scale. As you're we're scaling time, we're scaling resources, we're scaling people or man hours, if you will. So there's a way for you to grow your business at scale. And again, I haven't found another platform that allows you to do it in this manner. Any questions on this? I went way beyond our time, but I want to make sure that I address any questions that you might have about this strategy, because I want you to get started on YouTube altogether. There's no way for me to cover everything, so I'd much rather address the questions that you specifically have so as to provide actual value in your YouTube journey.
I have a question. How many people do you need to have behind you to help you to put this channel, nicely?
That's a great question. For what I do, it's a little bit skewed because I have an internal team of 10 doing this. But for mine, it's a little bit skewed because we have a service business behind this. But for you, it's going to be very simple. For your thumbnails, you can have a designer do that. You can go to Fiverr. You can go to Upwork. You can go to Freelancer. You can go to onlinejobs.ph and get a designer to design these thumbnails for you. So you can go to Fiverr, pay a designer $5 to $10. $5 should be enough. $5 plus a service fee of $2 for Fiverr. So for one thumbnail, you're looking at $7. So you don't have to have an entire assistant or an entire like on staff designer like we do at this point.
Mhm.
For you, it can be that. So the thumbnail is very important. Editing is something that's very important for you because there's things that you're gonna not ever be able to do unless you had an editor. Even if you spend hours trying to learn it, which you can absolutely do it, but the quality, the output is not going to be as high as somebody that actually does this professionally. So editors, one that I would highly encourage you to get a hold of as quickly as possible, because what's going to take you 3 hours to edit, they're going to be able to knock out in 20 to 30 minutes.
Can I find one at Fiverr too?
Fiverr, onlinejobs.ph, Upwork, those would be the three that I search for. If you're looking for an editor that you go back to time and time again, I would recommend that you go to onlinejobs.ph, which you could hire somebody there that could do these for you. So editing is something else that I would encourage you to outsource. The rest, you could outsource it, but I don't recommend it at that point. I recommend that you actually upload them and publish them and title them as you would like. So to answer your question, I would get someone that can get my thumbnails done, and I would get somebody that can edit my videos correctly.
Okay, thank you. That's, you answer,
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, Jaime, I have a question. So the thumbnails, are these where you got the flower mound undervalued? That's like your cover? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. Sorry, I can't see. Who's that?
It's Kim Walker.
Kim. I knew that voice. I was like, but where are you? Yes. So it's basically your digital billboard. So
Okay.
it's a billboard to your video.
Gotcha.
Yes. So that little cover thing, because I'll show you the back end on this channel.
So do you need to go so I see you have like the DFW homeowner, you have that whole beautiful banner there. Do we need to get someone, get someone at Fiverr to create us like a video for that? And do we need to get like a website to that?
So the banner that you see there, that one is going to be probably $10 or so for someone to design that particular banner. You could do it yourself if you go through Canva. I don't recommend doing it yourself because the dimensions are so tedious. So I would just pay somebody $10 to design something like this. And you can DM me and I'll send you the ones that I would recommend when I was doing this externally before we went full time with ours.
Okay. Are they on Fiverr?
The ones that I'm going to send you, yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Do you need to have a website or something pointing to this, or just the banner and then the thumbnails?
No, you don't need a website. You could. I not recommend that you do, but you don't need a website. So when you're on the back end over here, you would just go to customization, go to your branding, upload your banner, upload your picture for your little thumbnail whenever you comment, your basic information. This is where you're going to put the links to your, like at the bottom where you saw on that YouTube channel. This is where you put the links. So here I just send them to my website because I'm in the process of creating another lead magnet.
Okay.
Does that help?
So you just put your website URL there, and then everything, like when they click on it, it'll go to your website.
It'll go to your website or wherever you want to send them.
Will all these videos automatically end up on your website?
They'll go to my specific landing pages. So if you look at, we're getting very technical, so I'm going to need to stop here shortly unless you are finding value in it. But what you see here in my videos, how I optimize them, I of course have the thumbnail. So whenever you create a video and upload a video, YouTube gives you just stills from within the video. Don't ever use those. That's a great way to waste a good video. Get a custom website. Even if you don't have $7, go to Canva, design your own at worst case scenario, but don't ever just go with the default. To answer your question, links. Whenever someone's watching my video, and you watch videos all the time, just you meaning everybody. So just go down to description and see what other people are putting. So for me, I'm putting a sign, not a sign, just some verbiage about the city. I'm putting in timestamps of different categories that I covered in the video. And then I have my preferred flower mound homes. What makes them preferred? They're available for sale. That's what's preferred. There's nothing else beyond that. That's just the entire thing. So here, this is a landing page to a safe search that was created within KV Core that allows me to, when people click on it, it just goes to KV Core, goes to KV Core directly. So they go directly into my CRM.
Is that a squeeze page or a land page? Oh, yeah.
In KV Core, they actually use them differently. It's a squeeze page in KV Core. In the outdoor world, in the normal world, landing page and squeeze pages are used interchangeably. This is a squeeze page. Does that help, Kim?
It does. Thank you.
Yeah.